How's it going, folks? John here from Dad and Mad. I'm just here to talk about the long way up and the Sportster.
This is Dad and Mad on YouTube.
Stay tuned. Check this out. 3, 2, 1, go! So, what is the long way up? If you've not heard of it, it's a continuation of the series from Charlie Borman and Ewan McGregor. They did a long way round and long way down, and this time, after many years, they're going from the southern tip of South America through Central America and then into America, into Los Angeles. That's where they're stopping. It's a pretty gnarly trip, and just to make it even more challenging, they decided to do it on the Harley Davidson Livewire before it was launched, when they were still sort of prototypes. So Harley Davidson modified them to be better able to sort of adapt it for the environments, you know, because they're riding through mountains and snow and ice and all sorts of stuff. Now some people might say, well, that's not a Livewire anymore. I would beg to differ, because if you were doing such a long trip, you would make some modifications to your bike. You would change the tyres, you might adapt it so that it could take luggage, you would adjust your suspension, you might upgrade your lights, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I mean, it's arguable that Harley Davidson have even got a market for the Livewire as it is, let alone if they were to do a variation of it, like the one that they use in the long way up. So my argument is it is still the Livewire. And the other thing that's worth mentioning is the support vehicles that they use. I think they're called Rivera or something like that. And they are awesome. They look really good. I mean, again, they're like version 1 and version 2 of their vehicles, complete prototypes. And the support crew and the camera crew use those to travel up the same route, but meeting them along the way, Charlie and Ewan. They don't follow them all the way. They sort of leave them too with a bunch of cameras and GoPros and such. So they're worth a mention. They look really cool. They've had a couple of teething problems, but you can have that with the prototype. They're basically giving them the prototypes and said, there you go. So I think that's awesome. Would I have a Livewire? Yes, I would. Can I afford one? No, I can't. Do I think they're too expensive? Absolutely. But as with all revolutionary technology, it starts off expensive and, you know, hard to attain. It starts off in the higher end, you know, like cars. Technology starts with like Formula 1, works its way down from Formula 1 and stuff. You know, some of the technology advancements come from Formula 1 and work their way down into the higher end vehicles, and then eventually down into the lower end vehicles, into the more affordable everyday sort of vehicles that you would buy. So it's just a matter of time before this technology is available to all. People talk about the charging stations, and you know, when cars were first invented, there weren't many petrol stations either. It's just the way it goes, but they're slowly starting to increase the amount of charging points and fast charge points and stuff that are around, and the length of time it takes to charge. I mean, you look at mobile phones now. I think my new iPhone 11 Pro, it will get like 50% battery in like 15-20 minutes now. Like the fast charge on the Livewire, I think, does similar, where it, you know, you can get like a decent amount of your power in a short amount of time, in comparison to charging it on a regular charge point. And eventually that technology will be everywhere. Those charging points, and the vehicles will charge quicker. Distance covered, you can cover, I think they've said in the warmer temperatures, Ewan and Charlie were saying they could cover like roughly 150 miles max. That does more miles than my Sportster. Before I have to fill up, granted, I can just fill up within a couple of minutes and I'm off again. I would consider one. It wouldn't be my main squeeze. Like, I think I would always have a conventional motorcycle. There's my main vehicle. I mean, I say always. Hopefully I've got a very long life ahead of me. Who knows what will happen. But right now, in my foreseeable future, I can't see me having an electric vehicle as my main vehicle. They are introducing a carbon emission zone, reduction zone or something into Birmingham city centre where I'll work. And it's been negotiated that motorcycles are exempt for now. I don't know if that's a permanent thing or not. But before it was confirmed that they were exempt, I actually looked into the zero electric motorcycles, and it would turn out that by riding my motorcycle, either of my motorcycles into Birmingham city centre, the cost of paying the charge for bringing such a vehicle into that emission zone, I could pay for a zero electric motorcycle for the same price. So basically I could get another motorcycle into my garage for the same price as taking my old Suzuki Bandit into town every day, every working day. So I was seriously considering that before motorcycles were exempt from the charge. I'm not averse to riding an electric motorcycle. It really appeals to me. I want to try one. Maddie's little electric bike's got a surprising amount of torque for such a little bike. And you know, obviously we've all heard about the torque that's available on the Livewire and the Zeros and stuff. So I'll definitely consider it. Just throw it into the electric charge point at work, or into my plug when I get home. That'd be awesome. I'll probably ride a week on it anyway, there and back. But there's one more thing I wanted to mention about the long way up, and that is Claudio, the award-winning cameraman who follows Charlie and Ewan throughout on a motorcycle. You don't see what he's riding very often. You see it a little in episode 4, I believe. It's a Sportster. Woohoo! It's a Sportster. I think it's a 1200, maybe a Roadster. I'm trying to pick it out as I see it. I couldn't really find much on the internet about what it is, but I mean, you gotta acknowledge that. I mean, I know Sportsters have done, you know, big mileage before. People have taken them across America or across Africa. I've seen them go across, you know, through Marrakesh and across deserts and all sorts. So it's not the first time it's been done. But it's like not an unsung hero, but doesn't get much of a mention in the long way up. That Claudio is riding a Sportster on the same trip, doing the same mileage in the same conditions. Would you do that if you had a Sportster, or if you've got a Sportster? I mean, I ride with Mad, so I'm limited on the amount of luggage I can carry with a passenger, but going solo, you could fit quite a bit on these. And I think they probably didn't think about mileage on the Sportster for Claudio riding, because you can do about the same miles on a Sporty to a full tank as the Livewire can do on a full charge in warmer conditions. So that wasn't a, you know, they didn't give him a bigger bike or a bike with a bigger tank for that reason, I assume. But it's definitely worth a mention. Sporty is very capable. Very capable. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's it really, folks. What are your thoughts? Are you watching the long way up? What do you make of it so far? Will you be watching it? Are you going to watch it? Would you ride a Sporty on that kind of journey? Would you ride a Livewire on that kind of journey? Would you own a Livewire? I know, you know, there's tons of videos out there about the Livewire, and that wasn't my intention with this video. It was more about the long way up and the fact that the Sporty's on that trip as well. That I was pretty chuffed about. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, folks. Hope you enjoyed my little ride, my little chat. Take care. I'll see you soon. Ta-ra, David.